Alright guys, Ridge Racer again. Welcome to the second part of my video. As you can see, I have John Enzi's modified Tarot software up and running right now. I'm using version 1.13. I know a couple of you guys probably upgraded to the latest one, or you're trying out those conditions. I haven't gotten to that stage yet. Alright, just to show you connections and everything, I have the heli currently powered up. The red light should be on the gyro on the top to indicate you're in head and hold mode. You should either have a solid red light or solid blue light, depending on your gyro gain settings. Everybody's radio is different, so I'm not going to really go into that too much. Just just as long as you're aware of how to set your gains, how to change your gains, that should be fine. For safety's sake, I have the power leads disconnected from the motor, and I'll just run through the setup menu. Alright, so first thing you want to do, you want to hit the connect button. Make sure the COM port is correct for the device itself. I'm using 7, as you guys recall from the previous video. I just hit connect once, and those red lights should go to green. You can see it went to green, and you've seen a couple of my settings have changed, just to indicate that you're connected to the unit. Also, it states at the bottom left corner, connected to CX-3X1000. Alright, now it's pretty straightforward. What you want to do is first hit the setup button, right, which takes you to the next screen. And as you can see now, your first tab indicates monitor. You just go through the steps, pretty straightforward. You want to make sure both sticks are centered perfectly. Ensure that make sure your trim is correct for your gyro. Make sure all your trim settings are 0 or anything like that when you're starting off. And the trick is, once you're at center stick on both the left and right stick, perfect center with a flat pitch curve, you want to make sure both the aileron and your rudder, as well as your elevator and collective pitch, all of them are pretty close to 0. They should be pretty much at 0. Alright, now what you want to do is you want to use your endpoint adjustments when you move the sticks, and also use the endpoint adjustments to make sure you can attain maximum travel 100% in each direction for each channel, for elevator, collective pitch, aileron, and rudder. Alright, so if I go to collective pitch on mine goes up to 100%. And of course, confirm the direction as well. You see the directions aren't right, then you're going to have to reverse the channel in the radio. Alright, reverse the channel in the radio if the directions aren't correct. Alright, now at this point you shouldn't have any servos connected to the CopterX gyro. I should have made that a disclaimer first. Do not connect any servos prior to this step. Alright, confirm that your collective pitch moves in the right direction, up and down as indicated on the monitor. Same for the elevator. When you push forward on the stick, the elevator stick, it should push up. When you pull back on the elevator, it should pull back. Aileron channel, you go left, should go left 100%, right 100%. If it's off by 100%, go to your endpoint adjustment in whatever radio you're using and adjust that. Same goes for the rudder, 100% in each direction, right? And there's also going to be tail gain setting. That's your true gain setting that the gyro is seeing right now. Might not match up to whatever gain setting that you have in your radio. This is a disclaimer, all right? Once you have that down packed and you see the movements and everything, that indicates that the gyro is communicating correctly with the receiver. It's receiving the correct signals from the transmitter. All right. So if you have any other issues from this point where servos aren't moving, wherever the case is, the problem is between the servos and the gyro itself. All right. Now you're just following the tabs. Installation. The installation menu indicates how the gyro is mounted on the heli itself. Default is installation direction 1, which is with the gyro on top of your boom block, right? With the lights facing towards the front of the heli. All right. Next is the installation of the gyro rotated on top of the boom mount, rotated 90 degrees towards the left, or for argument's sake, we're looking at the top of the helicopter at 9 o'clock position. All right. And then finally, it's the installation 3 with the gyro mounted to the side of the heli. All right. With the lights, of course, facing forward. Those are only 3 known configurations for mounting this gyro on the heli. All right. You can also mount it upside down if you want, on the bottom of the boom block with the lights facing forward. Just make note as you go through the menus that you're going to have to reverse the direction of your actual each channel for the gyro itself, each axis. All right. Next is servo type. Now this is where you select the type of servo that you have for each channel. As you can see, you just go through the menu, and depending on what servos you're utilizing, I'm using analog servos on the swash, and I have a digital servo on the tail. So I have it currently set for tail servo 1520, digital swash plate servos 1520 analog. All right. Next menu, swash type. Most of us are using, I'm assuming, 450 helis, 500s. They're utilizing a 120 degree CCPM swash configuration. So depending on what swash plate you have, that's the one you select here. All right. All right. The next menu here is servo reversing. Now, once you have each servo connected to the respective channel, channel 1, that's going to be utilized for your on the gyro itself. Channel 1 from the gyro to the servo. For most of us on a 120 CCPM heli, it's going to be on channel 1. That's going to be the aileron servo. Channel 2 is going to be pitch servo. Channel 3 is going to be elevator. All right. And in the next part of the video, I'll go into the remaining menus.